Hi, I'm Joro5. I spent some time with the Xperia blade, and today I'll tell you what I like, what I don't, what I would improve, its best use scenarios, and my final verdict. The blade is an alien light fighter of Vanduul origin. Think of it as the feral cousin of the Gladius. First offered to civilian pilots during the 2936 concept sale and released flight-ready in Alpha 3.5 in 2019, the blade is Xperia's faithful replica of the Vanduul Frontline Scout. On paper, it's a pure light fighter that trades armor for speed and damage output. A ship for pilots who prefer to strike first and vanish. But does the blade live up to that fearsome reputation? Let's dive in. To better understand the philosophy behind this chip, let's look at the alien race that created it. The Vanduul stand as Star Citizen's deliberate homage to the Kirati of Wing Commander, a warrior species refined into pure predatory efficiency. Humanity's first encounter came in 2681, when a Vanduul clan erased the Orion system colony of Hermitage without warning. From that moment, centuries of conflict ensued, culminating in the 2935 assault on Vega 2, and forced the UEE Senate to declare total war. No verified homeworld has been located. The prevailing theory holds that it was lost or abandoned, driving the species into a nomadic existence aboard enormous carriers and dreadnought-class kingships. Politically, Vanduul society is fractured into autonomous clans, each ruled by a chieftain who answers only to strength. Physiologically, adult Vanduul are tall, muscular carnivores capable of surviving brief exposure to hard vacuum. At adolescence, every Vanduul is exiled with a single handcrafted knife and must earn rank through combat, ensuring a meritocratic but brutally Darwinian social order. Diplomacy is virtually impossible. Clans raid for resources, strip conquered worlds with colossal harvesters, and depart. There is limited bartering with Bennu traders, and relations with the Xi'an are openly hostile. Contact with humanity remains exclusively violent. Salvage and capture technology are assimilated without regard to origin, rapidly enhancing clan arsenals. Within this predator fleet, the blade is the first silhouette that human sensors detect. Deployed in swarms from carrier base, it functions as the Vanduul's Light Scout and Vanguard Interceptor, striking communication relays and softening defense before heavier sights and elite glaives arrive. The blade, compared with its siblings, sacrifices armor for extreme agility. It fills a role analogous to the UEE's Gladius. In short, wherever the Vanduul hunt, the blade is both herald and dagger, signaling that the real storm is seconds behind. The 2016 concept mounted 3 forward guns and a linear profile. The 2019 Art Pass deepened the wing sweep, introduced illuminated dorsal ribs, and upgraded the loadout to 4 fixed cannons with twin missiles racks. Despite the spiky look, the foldable wings cannot be used as a ramming weapon like those on the Scythe or Glaive. The model available in-game is not a captured alien craft, but a meticulously engineered human-built replica manufactured by Xperia. Working under contract with the UEE Navy, Xperia reverse-engineered wreckage recovered from early raids, preserving the Vanduul hull geometry and components while substituting human-grade avionics, life support, and IFF transponders, making the replica ideal for aggressor squadron training, teaching rookie pilots exactly what will be bearing down on them when the real clans arrive. What I like: Batwing. Despite the clear homage the Vanduul paid to Wing Commander with ships inspired by the Kirati, I can't help looking at the blade as the Batwing of Star Citizen.
Stock weapons.
This is my favorite aspect of this ship. If you are as lazy as I am, you love that the blade comes with stock unchangeable weapons that are actually good.
Look.
The blade is a good-looking ship. Its distinctive, aggressive style manages to be both sensual and feline. Excellent workmanship shows in the details, accented by well-placed red lights.
Flight performance.
The blade flies as it looks, aggressive yet graceful. In atmosphere, it performs as well as most alien ships. In space, it offers the agility and authority you expect from high-tier light fighters.
Ongoing balance.
Historically, the blade hasn't been an outlier, usually neither overpowered nor hard-nerfed. Aside from a few targeted tweaks, it's lived in the light fighter middle ground. That might not sound exciting, but it isn't bad at all. You can count on steady, okay to good performance.
Alien feel.
Despite being a human-made replica, the blade looks and feels unmistakably alien. This sensation is amplified by its eccentric, motorcycle-like piloting position.
Red lights.
In the blade, everything is black and red. Every light source on this ship is tinted red, even the flashlights. They are not the most practical, as red light illuminates less than white, but bathing an area in a menacing glow is always cool.
Lore.
I love the lore of this ship. The fact that it's a replica of the interceptor used by the arch-enemy of humanity. It's like piloting a nightmare, or better, a nightmare tamed to be at the service of humanity. How cool is that?
What I don't like. Landing gear.
Losing a wing makes the landing gear float in mid-air, an immersion-breaking detail. Luckily, losing a wing isn't as easy as one might think.
Deep.
As of today, the blade's weapons have slightly different muzzle velocities, making the peep less consistent. In my opinion, weapons that are supposed to be perfectly tuned for the ship should have matching muzzle velocity.
Gold standard.
The blade is far from the gold standard. None of its components are accessible and it lacks a proper access to the internal storage.
Expensive.
As with most alien ships, the blade is far more expensive than its human-manufactured equivalents, not only to purchase, but also to repair. Lore-wise, that's plausible, but a price comparable to a Constellation Taurus or Corsair feels excessive, especially for a ship far from the gold standard.
Weapon sounds.
I'm not fond of the sound of the weapon installed on the blade. The engine sounds are fine, and the sounds of the boost acceleration is great. However, the weapon sounds too toy-like for a fearsome Vanduul fighter. I would have preferred a sounds more like an explosive roar. Before we go any further, if you enjoy my content, please consider liking and subscribing. If you're a new player, use the referral code on screen and in the description to get an additional 5000 UEC and even free ships during special events. Even better, you can support the channel directly by donating on my Ko-fi page. With an active Ko-fi subscription starting at €1, you can download and use the music I create for this channel, like the song you are listening to now, for free. You will also have access to my virtual photography gallery and any future perks. I'm glad to welcome Casey aboard. Thanks for your support, associate.
Improvements.
I think the quickest and most important improvement is to match the muzzle velocities of the two weapon pairs to allow for more consistent targeting. Another much needed update that requires more effort is moving the landing gear to the central body to solve the floating issue when a wing is lost. Updating the weapon sounds will be also a plus for me. Other than that, the ship is okay. Well, except for the fact that it's far from the gold standard. But let's be honest, the blade's unique and compact design makes this update difficult. I suggest doubling down on the concept of stock and unchangeable components, so that everything on this ship is stock and cannot be replaced. Think about it. In terms of lore, the blade is an exact replica of a Vanduul fighter, which is supposedly incompatible with human-made components. Xperia made only the minimum necessary changes to make the blade usable by humans and compatible with human interfaces. Additionally, Xperia produces this replica under strict UEE contracts, making them available only in limited quantities to the civilian market. So, why not leverage that lore to eliminate component access altogether? This implies that altering the ship's mechanism is practically impossible, and that repairs require equipment only available in certified hangars. In other words, it's a lore justification for repairs that can only be made from the Mobiglass.
Best use scenarios.
The blade is a pure light fighter that performs well in both PvE and PvP, thanks to a solid balance of damage output and agility. It can handle high-risk target bounties, but medium-risk targets it's its sweet spot, as it provides the best reward per hour. The blade's coolest features, though, is its intimidating presence, which is especially effective against less experienced players. On the flip side, piloting the blade might give the impression that you are open to PvP. In essence, a blade never goes unnoticed because it's perceived as an unsettling presence when it's close by. For these reasons, I believe the blade is best suited for team scenarios requiring patrolling or escorting. Having a blade in addition to the usual fighters may carry a clear message.
Verdict.
The blade is a fascinating fighter that can be considered the dark nemesis of the Gladius. If you are willing to spend the equivalent of what it would cost to buy a ship 2 sizes larger and enjoy combat in any form, and love flying something that won't go unnoticed, the blade will be a great addition to your fleet. Otherwise, you are better off with cheaper, more feature-rich alternatives. And you, what do you think of the blade? Do you agree with my suggestions for improvements? Please leave a comment with your thoughts or any questions about this ominous ship. Thank you for watching. Until next time, see you in the verse.